Some of the people who own a home at the Yellowstone Club up on a private mountain most of us will never set foot on also keep a condo 2 blocks off Main Street in downtown Bozeman that they sleep in maybe a dozen nights a year. Why would someone with a place on a private ski mountain even want a spot downtown? That's the thread I'm pulling on today, and it leads somewhere most people who live here don't expect. The money in Bozeman doesn't sit in one gated corner of the map. It's spread across 5 very specific places, each running by its own rules, and the last stop, the fastest changing, and the one I think will catch most people off guard, is worth the wait. Quick hello if we haven't met. I'm Chase Heiland, a real estate advisor and broker here in Bozeman. I moved to the Gallatin Valley in 2016, and I spent close to 10 years watching this valley pull in some of the wealthiest buyers on the planet. Let's start with the one everybody already pictures. Big Sky sits about 45 minutes south, and the greater Big Sky area ran a median sale price near $5.7 million last year. And that figure leaves out the Yellowstone Club entirely. So what does the club itself cost to get into? Just the initiation fee runs around $400,000 to walk in the door, plus north of $40,000 a year in dues. And you can't even be a member until you own a home there, which starts around $4 million and climbs pretty fast from there. To give you a sense of the ceiling, the club's pinnacle mansion, 53,000 square feet, was once listed at $155 million. The membership is strictly capped and nearly full, so your neighbors end up being names like Gates, Zuckerberg, Timberlake, and Brady. Here's the part that actually matters for this list. Close to 2/3 of the homes up there sit empty most of the year because they're second and third homes for people who live somewhere else. So where do those people touch down when they fly in? Bozeman. The helicopter run from our airport up to the club is one of the busiest in the country, and a lot of that money lands in town first. Keep that in mind because it's exactly how we get to the last stop. Next, head the opposite direction, northeast out of town, where Bridger Canyon Road climbs towards Bridger Bowl, past the headlands, Bridger Creek, and Creekwood. A member of the Cargill family, one of the wealthiest families in the entire country, lists her residence up this canyon. Homes here run from about $1.5 million to start into the $5 million range for the most custom builds. There's one road in and out of this canyon. So what does a single access road do to real estate? It puts a hard ceiling on supply because you can't manufacture more canyon, and that's a big part of why values hold. You're 16 miles from the ski hill with trailheads at the end of your driveway, and the people who buy up here came to Montana for the mountains, and they get to feel them every single morning. If you're weighing a move anywhere in this valley, this is the kind of breakdown I put out every week. So subscribe and you'll catch the next one before you make a call on where to land. Next, let's cross the whole valley to the other side, southwest of town, towards the Spanish Peaks, because out here, the scale of money changes completely. The late Ted Turner's Flying D Ranch anchors this stretch. 113,613 acres, home to the largest private bison herd in the world. What do you even do with that much land? You stop measuring in lots and start measuring in square miles. Turner bought it back in 1989 for $21 million. And that single purchase is a big part of what first put Montana on the radar for ultra high net worth buyers. He passed away in 2026, and the ranch stays in the family under Turner Enterprises, still one of the largest private land holdings in the state. The Spanish Peaks Wilderness starts where the private ranch land ends. So what you're really paying for out here is privacy at a scale that barely exists anywhere else in the country. It almost never trades in public, and it's the most authentically Montana version of wealth anywhere on this list. Now, let's come back towards the city for the next one, to the south edge of town where the money stops announcing itself. Off Sourdough and Kagy, you'll find some of the least visible wealth in Bozeman, sitting on large private lots with the mountain wall right behind them. The new area to watch out here is Sand Hill. It's newer, and it's the highest end of anything on the south side right now. 34 large home sites, 2 to 3 acres apiece, spread across 160 acres that were originally Nelson Story's ranch land. If that name doesn't ring a bell, his cattle drive from Texas up to Montana is the true story that inspired Lonesome Dove. Just the lots there list from around 700,000 up towards 850, and only a handful are left, with finished homes climbing into the multiple millions minutes from downtown. the Bridgers on one side and Mount Ellis on the other. Triple Tree Ranch is the established version of the same idea, estate scale, seclusion off sourdough that draws some of the most discerning buyers in the market. And Home 40 sits right up there with it. Keep going southeast toward Mount Ellis in Bear Canyon, and you're deep into big acreage parcels pressed up against the National Forest. Here's a question for you. If these places sit 5 to 10 minutes from downtown, why do they stay this expensive in strong markets and soft ones alike? Same reason as the canyon, land this close to the city, boxed in by the foothills, can't be recreated once it's spoken for. These buyers want room and views without giving up a short drive to Main Street, and that mix holds its value through every cycle. It's the least flashy stop on this list. For a lot of serious buyers, that's the whole appeal. And for our final stop, we land right in the middle of town, and this is the one I told you to wait for. If you picture Bozeman as only an outdoor town, downtown is going to catch you off guard because it's turning into the most expensive, walkable real estate in the state, and it's happening fast. Is it actually passing the mountain clubs on price though? Not yet, though. What's remarkable is how fast it's moving. Buildings that didn't exist a few years ago are already built, and more are on the way. The Henry brought 44 residences 2 blocks off Main Street with 5 penthouses on the top floor, and one of those 6th-floor penthouses just traded for $5 million. With resort-level amenities you'd expect at a mountain club rather than the middle of a downtown. Even the entry units there are opening around $1 million. Over at 101 Wallace, 4 condos sold from roughly $1.29 million to $1.69 million, gone before most locals knew they even existed. North 3rd finished units with cabinetry shipped in from Denmark. The old National Guard Armory reopened as a boutique hotel that's now the tallest building downtown. And there's a Marriott luxury hotel proposed for the north side of Main Street with 120 rooms, 34 for sale condos built right in. And it isn't the only new construction driving this. Several single family homes right in the downtown core has sold recently for over $3 million. Historic houses a short walk off Main that would have gone for a fraction of that a decade ago. So who buys a condo inside a hotel? Think back to where we started. Those are the landing spots. A Big Sky owner keeps one to have a place in town for dinner and a show without the drive back up the canyon. And prices on the best of them now rival cities many times Bozeman's size. A real urban luxury tier is taking shape here in a town whose whole identity was built around getting out of the city, and most people who live in Bozeman don't fully see it yet. What do all 5 of these places have in common? The geography. The mountains stay put, the rivers hold their course, the private clubs stay capped, and the canyon still has one road. Supply is capped everywhere on this list, and that's the reason these places hold their value. Here's why that matters even if a Yellowstone Club budget isn't on your radar. The same logic that makes Bridger Canyon what it is also explains why the South Side holds through every market cycle, and why a walkable downtown condo commands what it does. So whether you're looking at a canyon estate or home on the west side of town, you're working the same equation, and it's the one your own equity gets built on. Geographic constraint plus real lifestyle access is what creates demand that lasts. This is the work I do. I'm Chase Heiland, a real estate advisor and broker here in Bozeman, and I help busy professionals make a move that fits their life and grows their wealth. Real wealth is both of these, and that's the whole idea behind the Montana Move Method. If you want a head start, the link to book a call and my free guides are right there in the description, so that's the place to start. If you're watching on your TV or just listening, a quick search for Live in Bozeman gets you there too. So, of these 5, which one surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments and let me know whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on the valley. I read everything. And before you go, watch the next video to understand where wealth like this really lives in all of Montana. You'll get the full picture of what our state looks like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.